We have the defensive superstar, Micah Parsons, and you knew it the second you saw it if you were watching the game. He also tore the ACL in his left knee. This came during the third quarter of Green Bay's loss to the Broncos. Parsons transformed this Packer defense overnight. It will be very hard to replace his impact. You look at the sack numbers, and they are one part of the story, but they are by no means the whole story. Micah Parsons had 66 pass rush wins this year, one less than the next 5 players on his team combined. No player was more responsible for a higher percentage of his team's total pressures than Parsons was for the Packers. And so, D. Wood, another grand pronouncement from you. What was Green Bay and what are they now?
They're still a good football team. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. Because when I look at Micah Parsons, he is such a force multiplier. Because of the energy and the attention that he draws, it allows other players, particularly on that defense, to be that much more successful. And so when you talk about this NFC and you talk about the Rams and other teams that's in that conference, the difference is in the margins. And when you take away a superstar player like Micah Parsons, it can mean all the difference.
What do we know, Chef Dean?
Well, we know that he did tear his ACL. Obviously, there'll be an MRI today to confirm it. I hate to say this, but you watch this sport long enough and you watch a player reach for his knee in a certain way, and you could almost see from the moment he does it. Like, I saw that, non-con, I'm like, he just tore his ACL.
Yeah, we all saw it.
Yep. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, and it's terrible to watch. It seems like it's happening with more and more frequency. They lose one of the 2 or 3 best defensive players in all of football. The guy that they traded for to put them over the top, to make the difference. They don't have their difference.
And he was.
And he was.
Yeah.
And
you know, like,
it worked.
He can't put them over the top. And again, it's not just that is the most devastating by far. But they already lost Tucker Kraft
right
at tight end to a torn ACL. Christian Watson hurt his chest yesterday. They don't think it's serious.
This is who they've lost.
But look at the
It's a nightmare
players.
season.
Just yesterday, Parsons, Watson, Zach Tom, and everyone. That was yesterday, not to mention the 3 previous guys that are already on IR.
So they play the Bears on Saturday night in Chicago. That game could very well decide the division. It certainly will determine the division lead at the moment. What the Packers do have going for them is a quarterback who is red hot right now. Dan, can Jordan Love still carry this Packer team through a loaded NFC playoffs?
There's no question that he can. I thought yesterday, too many misses in critical, huge moments. And when you're playing against good defenses, great defenses, you can't have that. This is 3rd and 6 in the red zone against a great defense on the road, top of the screen. Balls to come out now to Romeo Doubs. Doubs wins. He wins. You cannot miss that throw if you're Jordan Love. You're too good of a player. And then there's 2 interceptions in this game. One is, no question, a great play. This is bottom of the screen. Christian Watson, who got banged up yesterday. This is an outstanding interception by Patrick Surtain Jr. I'd also tell you this ball's a yard short. If I'm being candid about Jordan Love, I've seen him place the ball perfectly. He's got green grass down the field. The safety stays low. Throw this ball out there and let the big guy go get it. But he's reaching back for it, and Surtain is able to undercut and chase it down. And then the one that kind of ends the game, you're going to have a little crossing route. Jordan gets away with this at times. He's falling back, kind of drifting away, sidearm throw. There's green space there. See where it is on the receiver. It's behind him. And then that ball gets popped up in the air and picked. And so I'm not telling everybody this is the consistent thing, but if they're going to make up for some of these injuries, he can't have those misses.
So, Rex, yesterday we finished Sunday NFL Countdown picking our games, all the games of the day, and I picked the Packers in this game, and I said, I believe the Packers are the team to beat now. I believe they will be the team in the NFC in the Super Bowl, and I think we all agree the injury to Micah Parsons changes that. So, what are the Packers now when you look at them compared to the Rams, Seahawks, whoever else it is you want to put at the very top of the conference? Can the Packers, with the guy that Jordan Love you're starting to fall a little bit in love with, can the Packers still make the deep run?
They can make a deep run, but quite honestly, the first thing that came to my mind is this is Detroit of this year.
Yep.
Where Detroit was the best team in the league, had they stayed healthy. I think Green Bay, you can make that argument.
No question.
Okay. However, the Micah Parsons the injury is absolutely enormous. This man, 64 pressures. That's 11 more than any other player in the league. And by the way, he's doubled an enormous amount of times.
Yeah.
Like his presence. I said it was the worst trade in history. of the NFL because I knew what they were getting. Now he's gone. You got a right tackle, you got all these things, and it just reminds me last year of Detroit so much. And what happened to Detroit? They had the best record in football, get kicked out in the first meeting.
And this defense is built on pressure. There's defenses that aren't necessarily. This is a defense that if you take the pressure element away, it's an okay defense. It's a fine defense, but there's nothing really that scares you about it. They play a certain coverage style that wants to allow you to do that. Hold on to the football, allow Parsons or somebody else because of Micah to go in. Not having Micah there, it's a Super Bowl impact loss.
Look, they had a window. They traded for a guy to put them over the top. He can't get it done. And now it's interesting to me that we had the Packers go out and trade for Micah Parsons. We had the Colts go out and trade for Sauce Gardner. And both teams have been racked with devastating injuries to those players, not to mention to the surrounding cast.
Injuries, unfortunately, the story of the day, but there were great games yesterday, and we will dive into those as we continue next.
Micah Parsons, ACL, Christian Watson. They lose to the Denver Broncos. What are you thinking about them moving forward? Can they win a Super Bowl without Micah?
I don't think so. I don't. Micah is that type of force multiplier. He has that type of impact on the whole defense. I think if you take him away, they're just not the same. They're not the same defense. I was worried about Christian Watson as well. Like, as much as everyone talked about Micah, and Micah's is that dude, the importance of Christian Watson is up there as well. I consider both those are two of your top 4 players on your team.
Absolutely.
And that's not even including like some of the injuries on the offensive line yesterday for the Green Bay Packers. So like before all the injuries, they were giving it to Denver's defense. They were giving it to them. And then all of a sudden the injuries started piling on in the game. And, then obviously Bo Nix and company did their thing, and that was that. But I just think with this Micah injury, it's just hard for me to see them, finishing the deal in Santa Clara.
Talking with Damian Woody, ESPN NFL analyst. By the way, excellent point on Myers, because Jacoby Myers, per reports, he had a choice between Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, and he chose Jacksonville, and he made the right decision leaving the Raiders and which team to go to, on a side note. Now, the flip side of the injuries, which team stood out to you more in those unfortunate injury games yesterday? The Chargers or the Broncos?
For me, I know it was a defensive battle in that Chiefs-Chargers game, but think about it. I'm going to go with the Chargers because of this. It was frigid. A team coming from Los Angeles playing in that weather on the road against a desperate Kansas City Chiefs team, and they come out and they handle business and win the game. Props to Jim Harbaugh and company for going out there and handling business. And we know this is not the same Chiefs team, but still the sense of urgency that team and Patrick Mahomes and company had, and to go out there and get a big win, that's impressive. That's impressive. It's a well-coached team.
Damian, I'm going to give you a choice. The Rams or the field in the NFC. Which one you taking?
Probably the Rams. But watch out for that Devontae Adams injury. I think that's a big injury. We know hamstrings, they can be tricky. But I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. Like, Seattle, I worry about their offense.
What about Philly? They show you anything yesterday? It was the Raiders.
It was the Raiders. It's the Raiders.